Hello, ladies. Good morning. It's day 1 of the Morning Miracles Challenge. I hope you had a really beautiful, blessed time with the Lord this morning. We always want to make sure you're getting in the Bible, you're praying, you're seeking the Lord first before plugging into your teams in the morning or getting into distractions. I am grateful you're here. Today, we are talking about your passion for the Lord, your passion for life. And we're going to talk about how the enemy seeks to get in between you and that passion. He seeks to dim your whole desire for prayer, dull your interest in spiritual things, and downplay the potency of your most strategic weapons. We find that in Ephesians chapter 6, verses 10 through 20. And that is from the Fervent book. So you're about to go through some fill in the blanks from that chapter on passion so that you can get the meat of the material out of there. We're going to hear from Debra Abshier, who's going to share with us what the enemy's strategy might be against you and your passion for the morning time, so you can be alert and form a prayer strategy today that you can pray today to guard your passion. Are you ready? It's only day 1 and it's already so good. Praise God. It's great material. I just love spending time with the Lord. So let's hear from Debra, and then let's dig into this material, sister.
If I were your enemy, I'd seek to dim your passion, dull your interest in spiritual things, dampen your belief in God's ability and his personal concern for you, and convince you that the hope you've lost is never coming back and was probably just a lie to begin with.
Thank you so much, Debra. And I love that it's Debra sharing this because she is a prayer warrior. She's one of the first people I go to, and she is always looking for reasons why God is using this situation for his glory. So cool. So let's get into these fill in the blanks, sisters. When we read through Fervent, we thought it would be important to highlight page 34, which says that nothing is too far gone that God can't resurrect it. And Priscilla Shirer uses this must-read story in 2 Kings chapter 6, verse 1 through 7, where iron was made to float. So in your morning time, maybe you're not feeling that oomph that you feel that you need. So why does Priscilla Shirer highlight this story in 2 Kings? She says, if God can divinely recover this heavy iron out of this water, then he can bring back your passion. She explained how the prophet Elisha and his protege were out chopping down a tree to build a larger meeting place. So they were doing the Lord's work, and it didn't stop bad things from happening, right? So just because you're doing the right thing doesn't necessarily protect you from losing your passion. Just because you've set your mind to really put the Lord first in the morning doesn't mean that you're going to be protected from those days when you don't feel like it, okay? So the iron axe head, as they were chopping, flew off into the water, and it would take a miracle to retrieve that heavy axe head from the water. This can happen to anyone. Midway through your most productive season, you could suddenly find yourself without the energy that it takes to bear fruit like you were once doing. And I love how she reminds us that passion is a gift from God. She connects it to this story because she wants to point out that God was present and able in the prophet Elijah to restore that axe head. She wanted to point out that God isn't bored by your efforts. God cares about your efforts to do life. And she also pointed out that the axe was borrowed. So the protege using the axe, it was a gift. And we need to remember that God first loved us, and it's God's work to fan the flames of our desire to meet with him in the morning time and in our daily lives. So I hope that this gives you a really strong view of passion in your life that's going to produce for you more productive mornings for the Lord. In the space, in the writing section of your workbook, you can see we have a spot where you can check mark your daily routine items that we recommend here. Praying is in here, but first is Bible reading, prayer, then journaling, which would be writing here or writing to your team. This little guy is moving his body, and that is just anything to self-care for your physical body. The body is the Lord's temple. And then you have a little picture here of a camera, and that stands for your check-in photo, because we like to share a picture from your morning time that shows that you completed at least one of the steps of your God First morning routine. Maybe it's something other than one of these, but we're hoping that we could get a little slice of your mornings in the morning so that we can see that you are having that accountability. Okay, so today, as you journal, use that PRAY framework that we talked about in the introduction. You can see there was some fill in the blank for that in that first video. You can find all these videos anytime, sister, inside our YouTube channel. We keep them organized for you. So let's write a prayer strategy for your passion today using that framework. You can write it right here in your little journal and use it to pray today, a strategy that will protect your morning time and your whole day, every day, against the evil one's plan to destroy your passion. You've got this, sister. God's got this is more like it. Thank you for spending this time with me, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow for day 2 of the Morning Miracles Challenge. We're going to talk about your focus. Ooh, it's going to be so good. If you struggle with focus in your morning time, this is really going to help you. So we'll see you tomorrow, sister, and enjoy touching base with your team today. This is Laura Gabriel signing off. Bye.